New question, the member from Kitchener-Waterloo.
Mr. Speaker, my question is for the Premier. Would the Premier agree that the decision last fall to shut down the Legislature was a mistake that shouldn't be repeated?
Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I have been quite clear that my predecessor made the decision that he believed he needed to make in order to be able to give an opportunity for a leadership, Mr. Speaker, in order for us to be able to work with our broader public sector partners, Mr. Speaker, and to come to some agreements. All of that happened, Mr. Speaker, and I was committed to bringing the Legislature back as quickly as possible on the legislative calendar. There were many who said it couldn't be done, Mr. Speaker, but we did it. We were back on February 19th. We're here, and the work of the people of Ontario is going on, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Premier, people are getting cynical about politics, and we owe it to them to do better. Last fall, the government made a desperate attempt to win a majority power in a by-election. They used divisive tactics that created chaos in our schools. And when all of those games failed to deliver a win, they shut the doors to the Legislature to avoid any sort of accountability. Does the Premier understand that this is exactly what's making people cynical about politics in the province of Ontario?
Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I know the member opposite is very genuine in her desire to have real engagement in politics and for people to feel optimistic and hopeful about their politicians. I know the member opposite, and I know that is her desire. And, Mr. Speaker, I feel exactly the same way. I made a commitment that we would bring the Legislature back as quickly as possible, Mr. Speaker. We did. Every party in this Legislature, Mr. Speaker, has used the rules of prorogation at one time or another, have made decisions on legislative procedure, have made those decisions in the context that is the parliamentary history and the existing rules. Mr. Speaker, I believe that what is most important is that we make our interactions real, that we make sure that we reflect the needs and the desires of the people of Ontario, and to the very best of all our abilities, we allow the business of the people of the province to go ahead so that people get the services that they need in this province.
Final supplementary.
Thank you. Premier, I had the honour of being elected in that by-election, and after 11 days after I arrived here in this House, the Legislature was shut down. I don't think that's acceptable, and the people who sent me here don't think it's acceptable either. Tomorrow, we'll be debating a bill that would stop the partisan use of prorogation in the future. Can I count on the Premier's support?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I welcome the discussion that's going to happen in the Legislature tomorrow, Mr. Speaker. I think some of the most interesting discussion in this place happens with private members' bills, Mr. Speaker, because there are issues that come forward. There are issues that come forward that reflect some very specific opinions and desires of people in the province. So I look forward to hearing the debate in the Legislature. And, Mr. Speaker, I don't think that there is any rule or any process or any tradition that can't be questioned and can't be discussed, Mr. Speaker. And so I think that it is a very worthy discussion, worthy subject that the member opposite is bringing forward. And as I say, I'll be listening very carefully to the debate.